Okay, so let's talk about how many projects should you include? How many slides or how many pages should your portfolio have? Um, Anytime you create a portfolio, there's not an exact science. There's not, you should have this many projects or you should have that many. The key to remember is quantity versus quality. Um, are you going to have just a bunch of things? Are you going to show everything you've ever done, but you don't have a lot of time to spend on it? Or are you going to select the really impactful items and show those? So you want to focus on quality. Make sure that you are getting great projects, strong projects, and make sure that you're showing your range of skill sets within those projects. So as you continue on through your career, your portfolio will adjust. It should adjust. Um, and so you can add to it, you can change out the projects, all of that. We're going to focus on 4 projects for the class. So that's a good number to be able to show your breadth of skills, but also keep it from getting too large. Um, so the main focus of this class is to take those 4 projects and make them excellent examples of your skills. So you can have a project that's not great, but you just really like the concept of it, or you love the color scheme. Go ahead and choose that. That's fine. We're going to take the time and add to it. So it can be something that you just have maybe a mood board and a space plan for, but you really want to build on it. That's okay. This is what the time is for. This is also the time to go back to some of those earlier projects and apply some of the skills you've learned, especially software skills. So maybe you've learned a little bit more about 3D rendering by now, or you've learned more about creating some really great client elevations. Go back and add to those, go back and update those as you need to. Along with those projects, we have 4 projects. You also want to make sure you're showing quality for what you're showing for each project. So, what I mean by that is when you submit a project, let's say your final project for Commercial Design Studio, there's a lot typically that your instructor has asked you to submit. Lots of times it's a mood board, it's got the client profile, it may have um, several three-dimensional drawings, several elevations, full construction document set, all of that. You don't want to put all of that in for each of these 4 projects. You want to focus on the strongest work for each project. So for that Commercial Design Studio, find the 2 best 3D renderings. Find one really great client elevation. Find 1 or 2 really great construction elevations, and then we'll look at your construction documents, and maybe your partition plan is excellent and your reflected ceiling plan is really great in that project. Or even if they're not really great, maybe you need to make some adjustments, but they're really strong opportunities. And then that's what you'll present. So you don't show everything for that. Um, Along with that, if you're doing, whether you're doing a website or like a PowerPoint or a PDF format, you don't have to put, and most time you shouldn't put just one image on a slide or on a page. Um, you want to combine those. So again, in your project, you might have put one 3D on one page and another 3D on another page, and then the floor plan on another page. For your portfolio, you might take the floor plan, put that on the page, kind of make it the largest, and then take 2 3Ds, make them slightly smaller, and put them on that same page. So you've got 3 examples, 3 images on one page. It's just so they can get a feel for it. They don't need to dive into all of the details that we as your instructors are asking for when we want to grade it and see all of that. So again, make sure there's that quality there, that it's got strong examples, and that it's something that they can get through fairly quickly. You don't want them to, you don't want to hand them a book because that's just gonna make them feel like, "Oh, wow, this is a lot. This is gonna take a lot of my time," as it goes through.